All right. Hello, everyone, and now welcome to a game. This game is going to be between Lucifer and Infi, taking place here on Amazonia. Unfortunately for me, both players, well, their names are in Chinese and it's not actually showing above them, so I don't know which player is actually who. It is Undead versus Undead, and it is Infi versus Lucifer, also Michael, also known as Lucifer. If they actually showed the Chinese character, I could tell who is who, but yeah, I don't know. So my apologies right off the start. The colors are often changed, and every time you load the replay, sometimes it swaps. I've seen in the past, so I don't know if I can really count on the colors anyways. Finally, a live stream from me. Hey, Seduced Panda, thank you for tuning in, and thank you to everyone out there who's supporting me on Patreon right now. It really does help out every little bit whenever I am whenever I am just trying to do a little bit and making it through this time right now just in time. Hypermania, grew up with your videos on YouTube. Well, you are very welcome. I hope you guys are enjoying this. I don't know if I will be involved in DreamHack coming up in the next season. I do know that all of the DreamHack tournaments and the WarCraft 3 tournaments are now going to be online only. I have reached out to some of the tournament directors asking, hey, if there is any casting roles during the early matches or anything of that nature, I would definitely want to be involved. Hopefully I made a good impression as an admin early on. Well, maybe something good will come of it. All right, I'm assuming that Lucifer is actually going to be the blue undead player, since Lucifer actually scouted out the other side. You, as a random player, you normally don't want to scout out your opponent that early, because you want your particular strategies actually to be, well, hidden for a little bit of time. Now we are going to see the Death Knight now making its way back across over here, going after those units. Not quite sure. Right, in comes an Acolyte here. That Acolyte going to cause a little bit of problems. As we're taking a look, well, that Skeletal Warrior taking a large amount of damage. You can see even the Acolyte is joining in on the fight. Oh, this Acolyte is actually going to get an attack on that Skeletal Minion. It could in fact do that. It is currently ensnared. Is going to try and finish it off, and it looks like, wow, beautiful micro coming in, making sure to finish off that unit without taking any damage of his own. Meanwhile, off on the other side, 4 skeletal minions and a Death Knight have cleared out a creep camp. We're taking a look, pretty much the same exact thing off on the other side here. One bonus additional kill. Bonus additional kill on that Acolyte there, as this Acolyte is just wandering around. Hey Crota, how have you been? I've been pretty good, not too shabby. As we're taking a look, the Death Knight of Red Infi getting a little bit of extra experience right there. Not quite sure how he got it. Skeletal Minion does get taken down, and this is a Skeletal Minion army right now. Just a lot of units all across the board. Death Knight, is he going to try and get a Death Coil there? Yes, he does. As 4 Skeletal Minions going to go ahead and try and push, and this is oddly enough, perhaps one of the first mirror matches that I've seen in quite a bit of time, as a skeletal minion could get taken down right there. Oh, one more shot. Yes, it does get taken down, and everyone is just vying for a little bit of additional experience. We are seeing that it is very difficult to see whose skeletal minions is whose if you cannot actually see their shield. So I don't know if that is still the case here, as the skeletal minions are now making their way back off to the north. We are looking at a tech to tier 2 and a tech to tier 2 from both sides. It looks like both players setting up and playing the early game pretty much the same exact way. Infi, often known to go for very unorthodox strategies on the ladder, and looks like he's actually staying to a very tried and true opening so far. Nothing too crazy, nothing too out of the ordinary. It may be because he respects Lucifer enough that he knows that he can't get away with crazy shenanigans. It looks more interesting when Lich is versus the first hero in Undead versus Undead. Yeah, Lich first does open up a lot of possibilities. Frost Nova allowing you to pick off other units, but in the same way, at the same time, if you do go for Lich first and your opponent goes for Crypt Fiends, even that Frost Nova doesn't really do that much damage anymore as compared to when you're going up against ghouls. So all of a sudden, your early hero nuking isn't really going to be dealing that much, well, percentage damage against the other unit, as we are now looking at a Naga Sea Witch versus a Naga Sea Witch. Alright, Death Coil is now being laid down. Naga Sea Witch trying to go after another Naga Sea Witch. There's Crypt Fiends going back and forth, and this fight is, well, rather difficult to keep track of, as all of the units, skeletal minions, and so much micro going down here. Crypt Fiends trying to back away. Naga Sea Witch trying to pull back here. Death Knight maybe forced to pull back again. Who's actually going to come out on top? There goes a couple of skeletal minions are going to get taken down, and now the red army is coming out ahead. Thank you for the subscription. The only negative about streaming so early is that you don't have your co-host interrupting you. No, my co-host used to interrupt me a lot at this time. It's just that there's the shelter in place right now, meaning that, well, she does not have to well, she is not like awake yet, since she doesn't have to wake up as early for school. Anyways, take a look at this. We're going to look at the death of a Naga Sea Witch. There we go, level 3 now on the Death Knight. Units are now chasing back once again. Death Knight sitting at 44 mana is going to be able to finish off or take down another unit there. The Naga Sea Witch is really just trying to get a cold arrow shot onto another unit. The Death Knight, however, with that well, with that Unholy Aura, able to move very, very quickly out across the field here, as the Crypt Fiends are now back on Blight. Thank you for that sub. As we're taking a look, the Naga Sea Witch is going to get resurrected. We'll be back out onto the field very, very early. Crypt Fiends are on Blight on both sides, as the Death Knight, well, still wandering around here, and we're going to try and put in for some pressure. Once this Naga Sea Witch is back out, I think the red undead army is going to have to try and pull back here, not wanting the additional pressure, but one Crypt Fiend could get lost once again. All right, here we go. Death Knight now getting some damage here once more, trying to focus down some more units, and somehow, even with home field advantage, no, I'm going to be able to save that right there. Unit's still trying to engage. It looks like one Acolyte could get taken down. No Acolyte. Well, this Acolyte's actually diving on in to try to get some damage on an Acolyte. Are we going to see another Acolyte kill? As we're now looking at the Death Knight back off to the north, finally shooing away the remaining units. Death Knight with Unholy Aura. This Unholy Aura is only the level 1 variety, not level 2, more for the heals, as this Death Knight wants to heal back up some more units. Meanwhile, is this Death Knight or the Acolyte going to get the kill? No, a Ghoul comes off the lumber line to save. Acolyte on Acolyte. Hey, Metaphysics, how you doing? Actually, I would want to talk to you after the stream if you got a little bit of time. Please stick around. If not, well, it's alright. Slippers of Agility going to be picked up by that Naga Sea Witch. What Gloves of Haste given to the Naga Sea Witch. Going to be some very, very nice fast damage there. Another Slippers of Agility, and that's for the Naga Sea Witch to have, I guess, more armor. The Naga Sea Witch is actually intelligence based, not agility based, even though its auto attack is really where you it's really what that hero is what's it called, is hired for. That slow arrows, being able to slow down and being able to pick off units as they are retreating. Tier 3 nearly done. Lich should be added in. Orb of Corruption will get added in as well, as both sides are now creeping with obsidian statues. Or, yep, there's one obsidian statue back off over here. Should really join back in on the fight once again. Alright, there you go. There goes the Sasquatch, level 2 now on that Naga Sea Witch. And, well, Mana Shield now actually a decent ability, and could be trained to try to give that Naga Sea Witch a little bit more, well, longevity. Coming back off to the north side, it is 3-2 as well. That Naga Sea Witch, it looks like blue has recovered rather nicely, as both sides are trying to really creep out difficult sides of the map. Lich is back out onto the field, gonna go ahead and pick up an Orb of Corruption. Meanwhile, the Lich off over here, not yet quite ready. We're gonna see the Death Knight pick up, well, Devotion Aura alongside that Unholy Aura, adding in additional armor and hit points, as the Naga Sea Witch trying to finish off these, well, last few remaining units. Alright, 2 armor across the board. That is what is set. Well, Tome of Knowledge almost left behind. Gonna go ahead and pick that back up. Lich now back out onto the field. There's that Orb of Corruption as well. And both sides just clearing the creep camps in this this clockwise direction. Excuse me. As the Lich is going to be joining up here in just a moment. Now, Naga Sea Witch is sitting at level 2. There is only one obsidian statue. Still, meanwhile, it looks like this side has 2 obsidian statues, so there is going to be more hit points, more mana, and they're coming straight down from the north. This could be a bit of a problem here. Force Troll Trapper Skeleton Minions going to be coming in. Now it is 2 obsidian statues. Who's going to be able to focus down who? That is the question. Death Coil onto that Crypt Fiend just a little bit too early, it feels like, as we're going to see the first, well, blue Crypt Fiend lost there. Oh, Naga Sea Witch, Potion of Invulnerability just in time, as we're going to be looking at another Crypt Fiend getting taken down. Blue trying to save a Crypt Fiend. There's a split second late, as the Naga Sea Witch is down to 115 hit points. Scroll of Town Portal quickly transferred over. There goes another Crypt Fiend, and beautifully done by the red army, getting every ounce of every ounce of damage out of all of those units, taking down a couple of Crypt Fiends, forced to use a Scroll of Town Portal, but being able to save those units and continue now to just creep on out all of these maps. Trunks is in blue or red. We are not sure. Both players, their names are actually not showing up, and that's why it is making it difficult. I am assuming red is actually Infi based upon early scouting. Lucifer, Michael/Lucifer, scouted with his acolyte into the undead base early. That's not something you generally do if you already know the race of your opponent, as we are looking at, well, the Granite Golems taking in a lot of damage. Alright, coming back around, Granite Golem going to go ahead and take him down. And I partially wonder, was Lucifer forced to change his name due to Chinese censorship? That may be one of the reasons why he had to change his name. No? That's not his name? Oh, okay, well, if you know the story, Metaphysics, go definitely let me know if you know the reason why. Big beefy. Alright, Death Knight. Well, there's Warsong, Battle Drums, Lion, Devotion Aura, and also Unholy Aura moving around. He wanted to rebrand himself. Oh, alright. Rebrand him. Thank you for the followed, VFL16. After some drama with MTW Masters Cup. Alright. That does make sense. Rebranding yourself is very difficult in this day and age. You know, people not knowing who is who and what is what. As we're taking a look, Renegade Wizard gonna get taken down, and the majority of the creep camps have now already been cleared out. Back off to the north, Infi has set up an expansion already. There is a haunted goldmine. We should be looking at some ziggurats as well, and this map is actually rather small. There's only one expansion for each side, and because of that, only one expansion for each side. What you're going to end up seeing is people trying to really avoid getting into even low upkeep. You do not want to end up losing the battle just because you paid a little bit more taxes and therefore ended up not having as much gold to use. At this time, I would expect to see the players start getting large amounts of items on their heroes and getting in a little bit of upgrades as well, as we are getting an Abomination. No, it looks like Infi is actually... Infi is actually going into high upkeep, or low upkeep right now. He's at 62 supply as the battle now raging on here. Alright, Fork Lightning going back across. There goes the death of a Crypt Fiend again, as both sides are engaging. Alright, Infi trying to take down this Destroyer. Destroyer, however, is up and then down immediately as the units are backing up again, and no Death Coil coming in from the other side there. Big problems by Lucifer as the units are now trying to chase back away. Abomination could get taken down. There we go. And a little bit of home field advantage here. Meanwhile, the Naga Sea Witch quickly melted once more, so hero advantage now coming in from the other side. Fork Lightning gonna come across, and there goes the Potion of Invulnerability on the Naga Sea Witch to stay alive a little while longer. More damage coming through. Blue Army is still staying alive. Anti-magic potion. Scroll of Town Portal trying to stay alive right here, as the Death Knight is going to be able to save that one Crypt Fiend. Yes, it will. Burrowed Crypt Fiends by Infi, able to stay alive and keep those units up and running, and both sides with some timely use of Potions of Invulnerability followed by Scrolls of Town Portal, as we are still looking at, well, Lucifer sitting at 49 over 60 supply. He does not have the expansion up and running yet, and until he does, he is still, well, relatively behind. He needs to be able to mine right now from this gold mine to at least even get equal footing once more, but it looks like Infi is just really outplaying Lucifer at this point. And when I say Infi, I really mean the red army right now. No way for me to really know who is who. Alright, Death Knight, Lich, Death Knight, Naga Sea Witch, Lich going up against the same side here. It is 4-3-3 going up against 4-3-2. Infi is actually a little bit behind in terms of experience, but, well, only 60 experience difference between level 2 and level 3 on that Lich. Units are now going to be, well, getting in position once more. Crypt Fiends, there are Banshees out onto the field. Are we going to perhaps possibly see Possession? Possession to try and steal your opponent's abominations. There is one abomination right there, large amount of Crypt Fiends. However, the Crypt Fiends will most likely try and easily focus down those Banshees. The Banshees most likely there just for anti-magic shell because of the amount of hero nuking that is on this map. Korean community was very angry with him that he left and flew to Germany. All right. Okay, let's go ahead and battle things through. Gonna go ahead and engage right now. Crypt Fiend's gonna go ahead and try to battle out. There's Dust of Appearance already being used. Crypt Fiend's realizing, you know what? I cannot stay hidden in the ground. Death Coil saving that red Crypt Fiend right there. There's a quick Frost Nova followed by a big Fork Lightning once again. Naga Sea Witch trying to get away, still taking large amounts of damage. As you can see, Crypt Fiends are falling a bit left and right. Crypt Fiend still trying to battle it up here. Death Knight, Death Coil unable to do so as that Crypt Fiend gets frozen in place again. All right, Naga Sea is still trying to engage here. Are we going to see the Potion of Invulnerability? There's Death Coil onto that Crypt Fiend once more as the units are still trying to battle it up. That low hit point Naga Sea Witch still trying to hang around in the back as we are looking at another Crypt Fiend about to fall. The Death Knight, a split second late again as we are looking at the Crypt Fiend's Dust of Appearance. Great use of blue Dust of Appearance by blue to counteract all of the burrowing that is happening by the red army. All right, more fighting getting underway. Crypt Fiends are now trying to head back here. Death Knight still off over here. And this Crypt Fiend is actually staying alive once more as another Death Coil does land. Are we going to see Burrow from blue? Yes, it does, and it's able to survive as well. Bringing a fight with Dust of Appearance. Potion of Invulnerability used just in time as that Naga Sea Witch was attempting to slither away as the battle is still raging on. All right, units trying to continue to make their way back, and I cannot believe how many close calls, split-second fights that we've seen in this game back and forth. Anti-magic shell working very, very well, preventing a lot of the damage from those fork lightnings and the splash damage from that frost nova. Crypt Fiends need to get healed back up. We are looking at 70 over 70 supply going up against 62. And it looks like blue is actually has caught up and taken the lead overall. We are low on obsidian statues right now. Only one obsidian statue has mana, the other very low on mana and not able to do all that much either. Just trying to heal back up on Blight right now, and it doesn't look like any additional Ziggurats are being summoned. Content with staying at 70 supply at least for now. As things are getting set up and gonna follow up here, Potion of Healing here getting ready to go. Units are gonna make their way out. Let's take a look at this. Naga Sea Witch and Lich and Death Knight. 4-3-2 going up against 4-4-3. Wait, 4-3-2? The Lich did not get to level 3 in that last battle. That is a huge win for the blue army. It was only, I believe, 40 experience shy, and going into the next fight, it is still only staying. Well, Lich died. It tried to resurrect. I thought it perhaps could have gotten some experience at the tavern. All it needed to do was stay alive long enough. But the fact that it was melted that quickly shows that the Lich not being able to get to level 3, Frost Nova is not going to be nearly as powerful, and that initial burst of damage out of the gates is going to be the problem. Banshees, 2 of them are out onto the field here. You can take a look at these obsidian statues, only 2 of them. If only the Death Coil caused damage, there would be a nightmare to heroes to come. If only, Lane. Could you imagine the amount of hero nuking power if the Death Coil could also cause damage? But you know, but anti-magic shell, you know, is the perfect counter to that. All right, Death Knight Lich, Nagasiwich here, ready to go. Gonna go ahead and try and make a play for the expansion, fighting. And this is actually an interesting scenario because blue has kind of gotten into his opponent's territory first. He's the one that's gonna be fighting on Blight as opposed to red. He's gonna have a little bit more of that home field advantage. Abominations, all these units in the front. Are we gonna get some Devour Magic? Death Coil could be going down onto the Abomination to try and stay alive here. Units are trying to engage. There's that Fork Lightning going off onto the Banshees. Frost Nova all the way to the back, and Nagasiwich has to be extremely careful as it's trying to slither all the way back again. Abomination does get taken down. Death Coil saving that Crypt Fiend. Lich is up to level 3 right now. 3-1 upgrades going against 2-1 as the units are now trying to push their way through. Abomination in that front line. Fork Lightning now causing the units to all pull back again. Death Coil trying to save once more as the Death Knight still pushing against all of these armies here. Alright, it looks like the blue army is slightly larger. Death Coil, well, there's a big Frost Nova once again, or sorry, Dust of Appearance being used to try and reveal all of those burrowing Crypt Fiends. Are we going to see another Fork Lightning? There we are. So much Fork Lightning Frost Nova as the Death Knight unable to do too much since he is low on hit points and doesn't want to get within range of the level 4 level 2 Fork Lightning. Still battling through the anti-magic shell working its magic. Death Knight now trying to pull back once again. It looks like this Crypt Fiend could get taken down. There he goes once more as the Death Knight going to continue to make its way back over. Death Coil not making its way time. Fork Lightning trying to be brought back over. One more shot. There it goes. Death Knight anti-magic shell still alive, at least for now, as you are seeing both sides losing a lot of units. 63 supply. This one Death Knight down to 78 hit points. Is it going to be able to escape? Down to 63. Needs some obsidian statues. There's a Death Coil staying alive. And all of these heroes constantly so low. Constantly working so low. And or staying alive even though there are such low hit points. Very odd. 60 supply over 80 compared to 67, and blue losing a little bit too much in that battle. Anti-magic shell working its anti-magic. Oh yeah, so much damage. Undead. All right, making its way back down. Are we gonna get an additional acolyte trained over here? I will say this: undead is for some reason one of the races that has to go tier 3. It is one of the downsides for the undead army, the fact that they have to go tier 3 for them to be effective. If your opponent does anything with magic and you need to be able to dispel, all of the other races has tier 2 dispel magic as opposed to tier 3. With that said, forcing undead to go tier 3 isn't necessarily a bad thing. They seem to be extra powerful at tier 3 as well, with all of those additional upgrades and being able to do so much. Also, because of their hero nuking abilities, they're one of the races that really wants to often go for 3 heroes as well. Staying alive, yeah, this is definitely a staying alive match, as we're looking at both sides, well, resting in their respective corners. And well, it's like round 13 in a boxing match now. We don't know if we are gonna get a TKO, a KO, or I guess a technical knockout would be whoever has the most resources and is still mining gold at the end of this and has the larger army if all of the gold mines are mined out, or if we're actually going to get a full-on knockout, a clear decisive victory because one side has an advantage over the other. There were some tier 2 Necro Wagon pushes tried here and there. Yeah, tier 2 Necro Wagon pushes were tried, and what's funny is in an undead matchup, tier 2 Necro Wagon push, the counter is tier 3, right? Like if your opponent just stuck to the tried and true, hey, I'm gonna try and go tier 3, and they have destroyers with Devour Magic, they have the ability to take out the skeletal minions easily, and then on top of that destroy the meat wagons with the destroyers that have bonus damage to the heavy armor of those wagons. Anyways, let's go ahead and push ourselves back again. 0-0 upgrades on the abominations. Meanwhile, anti-magic shell being used here, still only 2-1 upgraded, going up against 3-2. How about mass ghouls plus worms? I remember what Infi. Well, that's still tier 3, but yeah, mass ghouls and worms, rather interesting. I think Infi lost that game. It was entertaining, but still did not work out well. 3-2 upgrades with the auras, and the auras may actually be the reason why red is going to be able to come out ahead here. All right, Crypt Fiend's going to go ahead and try to battle that anti-magic shell versus a game of auras and upgrades. as both sides are just absorbing as much damage. There goes a Frost Nova right there, unable to keep that unit alive. Thank you for the follow, as we're still battling it up here. All right. Red versus blue, battling it out here. Fork Lightning coming back across. It looks like red is actually losing out a little bit more at the early stages. We expected to see that because of the anti-magic shell, as the Naga Sea Witch now tries to slither back. It is still currently alive for now. Are we going to see another Fork Lightning come down? More cold arrows coming across. There you go, a little bit more damage as blue's army, or red's army, is starting to implode on itself just a little bit more. Blue's army is still larger, and it looks like, and I believe blue is going to win the game here. Yeah, blue does win the game, and the colors are swapped once more. Infi lost, so I was correct. This is Infi. That is Lucifer, also known as Michael. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Yeah, blue wins. The colors are swapped. It is very difficult to keep track of that. And well, stay tuned for more games, or jump to the next video if you're on YouTube.